pela kwaka nikufata pelo yaka nitalima wenao Yesu moya utoni supesa sila ya kuluka kaufela zonieza unilukiseze Zambia
Hi. Welcome back to the DC Talk podcast. I'm your host, Uncle D. I'm back with yet another episode. Today we are digging deep into season 2, episode 2. So those of you that have been riding with us know that we've been on this IShowSpeed bandwagon, and now that the tour is over, we are going to do a review and talk about some of the trending issues such as Nigeria and Namibia. I remember I mentioned that he didn't go to Namibia because Namibia denied him entry into the country because he didn't have those technical papers. So today we are going to go and just look at what happened, because at the end of the day, he went to Namibia and what exactly happened. So this is Uncle D. I'm your host on the DC Talk podcast. We are back. If you're just joining us, this is season 2, episode 2. Hey, next week on episode 3, I've got something interesting you don't want to miss. So let's jump in. Today we are going to focus on Nigeria, Namibia, and the overall review of the tour, right? And some of the things that have come up since the tour ended. So, Nigeria. So there's this trending issue about Nigeria being botched the whole tour because they started taking him to nightclubs and malls and fancy restaurants, and he was like, people were like, guys, what hasn't he seen? I mean, do you really, somebody comes to Africa, do you really have to take him to a nightclub? I mean, he's seen it all. You need to show him the Nigerian culture. And it was just trending, and Ghana was like, oh Lord, they were telling their people, let's not do what Nigeria did. So Nigeria, there were people like asking for money, begging him for money, like, you know, like this guy Pela is a Nigerian YouTuber. I think he's a very popular YouTuber, and his ex-girlfriend Jarvis. Apparently, Jarvis managed to get a time with IShowSpeed. She managed to get a 15 minutes or 5 or 2 minutes of fame. So what happened? People were asking for money, begging for money on the street. Pela, he was like riding a horse, trying to ride alongside the motorcade, trying to get challenged speed to this and that. I got a video. Let me just show you the video that just to so I can see for yourself, and then we'll see after that.
Listen, bro. Listen, please. I'm a streamer. I'm big. I know, but please, let's do something. I've suffered because of Rudy. I made it. Hold on. Can I get a hug?
Good.
You are Travis?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Are you a robot?
Yes.
Then robot dance then. How do I activate her? How do I activate her?
So you just tap here.
How do I activate you?
You tap on the...
I tap here?
Yes. You just tap here.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh, she a robot for real?
Yes.
Robot. Wait, Chad is a real robot.
Happy birthday to you, Speed.
Chad is the first Nigerian robot. Robot, Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo.
Wow.
According to you.
What? You know it's my birthday today, robot.
Yes, I have a birthday song for you.
Sing it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to Speed.
W robot. Thank you.
So you see, the guy that's Pela is one of the popular YouTubers in Nigeria. I think he's sarcastic. I've never watched him, but from the reviews I hear, he's very sarcastic and the guy. So he was trying to get crash into high speeds into Warage. The security waved him off, and then he went on the horse. That's the clip that I just showed. The girl, Jarvis, is also a Nigerian YouTuber. That's Pela's ex-girlfriend. Apparently, from when I watched her, what she was explaining, that she tried like 5 different instances to try and get to Speed, but she failed. So her manager or whoever it is advised that, look, just find something that will attract Speed's attention to you. And so that's how she came up with the idea of coming in as a robot. And of course, that's what Speed was looking for. He was looking for talent on the street. And so when he saw her, of course, it got his attention, and she had a moment. Apparently, Pela was frustrated because he never had his chance. You see it on the horse there, he's begging, like, I'm a popular YouTuber, let's do something. And that's why it made Speed leave Nigeria in a hurry. He didn't last Nigeria, he went to Benin because of those things. So after that, there was a lot of backlash from just the public, like, why didn't you tell them to culture centers so that you can see the Nigerian culture? But apparently Nigeria being what Nigeria is, they wanted to show off that they are better than Speed. But of course, what hasn't he seen? He's been with everyone. Ronaldo, he's been with everyone. So what else are you going to see him that he hasn't seen? Show him something that he has never seen, and that's African culture, like any other country did. So that was Nigeria. So now let's go back to Namibia. You heard I told you, by the way, when you see me donning my Cooley jersey, Barcelona jersey, means Barcelona won. Barcelona beat Copenhagen in the Champions League 4-1, 4-2, 4-1, 4-1 or 4-2, I can't remember, 4-1 yesterday. That's why you see me in the Barcelona jersey. Speed is a Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm a Barcelona, so that's why you see me in my Barcelona jersey today, because Barcelona won yesterday. Anyway, let's get back to Namibia. So Namibia, Speed was in this Africa Does Africa Tour, where he was going to 20 countries in 28 days. Apparently, Angola, Namibia, I don't think was supposed to be second from Angola. He was supposed to go to Namibia, but apparently Namibia said, no, you can't come here because the technical papers or aviation papers for the charter plane, so as a Kenyan registered plane to land in Namibia, they submitted the papers late, and the Namibian government said no. So that's why he didn't go to Namibia in the first place. So he went all over. I'm sure there was a lot of backlash. Anyway, there was a lot of backlash from the public, like, why didn't you botched this is a missed opportunity, and back and forth. So that's how he went all over Africa. I'm sure the government saw what was happening in other countries, how he was highlighting these other cities, these other countries. So, but apparently they backtracked. I don't know what happened, but from my observation, because when I watched him in Ghana, he said Ghana was going to be his last country. When I was watching him, I think on Sunday, he said Ghana was his last stop. This is my final stop. Apparently, when I woke up the following morning, he was in Namibia. So what I hear, he said, it doesn't make sense to come from West Africa and go all the way to Southern Africa. But I believe the government, maybe even the president, must have gotten involved to try and get him to Namibia, because he was in a hurry. Even when you saw him in Namibia, he wasn't really into it, because he said, I did 5 hours in Ghana. Straight from there, I got on a plane. I was on a 6-hour flight to Namibia, got off the plane in Namibia and started live streaming. So it's like 24 hours he's been awake. I believe Namibia realized the mistake that they made, and they decided, wow, look, we need in on this apple. So they I believe, I wouldn't surprise if they didn't even pay for his plane. So that's what happened with Namibia. So he went to Namibia finally. He was supposed to end in his stream in Ghana, but he went to Namibia. So what are the other details that we can learn from this? In my opinion, the tour was a success for him and for African countries, the countries that he visited, because he highlighted Africa so much to the world. Because this guy has 50 million followers, so Imagine the spotlight. So just some of the highlights. Ghana. For those of you that watched when he was in Ghana, he went to those massage places. There was one on at the waterfall, and then there was one at that room that I can't remember. There's some woman that has a parent. She manufactures some lotion, Shiba or something. So he went to those two places. Apparently, that place with that woman where he went is fully booked up to, I'm told, March 7 or March 17, fully booked. The one at the waterfall is fully booked. They're not even taking any more appointments because it's fully booked, such that they are now planning on even opening other locations. That's what is going on. That's the kind of impact. And then after I left Ghana, there was like 20 million searches on Ghana online. That's quite an impact for that he had on Ghana. So now, we haven't seen the statistics from other countries. I was trying to find the statistics about Zambia. Apparently, it's not yet available. So I don't know when we get it. But Ghana, they got the statistics that 20 million searches about Ghana were done after he left Ghana. That's one fact. Two, there was this controversy because the Wodamaya, I think you know Wodamaya is one of the most popular Ghanaian YouTubers, right? Apparently, he was one of the guides during IShowSpeed, but the Ghanaian government issued a Ghanaian passport, but it was issued after he had left. Apparently, news has come, there was this controversy where one reporter even went on the news for 30 minutes, was just rambling, attacking the government, the Minister of Foreign Affairs. How can they give to somebody the passport somebody who didn't have any impact, it didn't contribute anything to the GDP? And then 15 minutes later, she came back and apologized. Apparently, Wodamaya came back and said it was him that specifically asked the Minister of Finance, Foreign Affairs, to issue a passport to Speed because of what he had accomplished, not just for Ghana, but for Africa, what he had done to Africa. Two, in Ghana, to get a passport, you just need some connection, DNA proof that your parents descended from Ghana. But apparently, Speed's mother is Ghanaian. She's from Ghana. She was from Ghana. She migrated to the US like 20 or so years ago. Then she has lived there. She has never come back. So she's Ghanaian. So it is in the right to acquire a Ghanaian passport, a Ghanaian citizenship. That was the argument. Two, if you saw one of these bodyguards, the black one, the one he calls Rudy, because he calls him Rudy because he looks like Rudiger, the one that plays for Real Madrid, the German guy that plays for him. So that's why they call him Rudy. Rudy is Ghanaian. So there was a lot of connection to Ghana and such. So apparently, he did a DNA test. Remember, I mentioned that. If you remember, I mentioned that him and his dad had this conversation last September, where the dad was arguing that they are not Africans, they are not African Americans, they are Americans. So that's why partly prompted Speed to come to Africa. So he did a DNA test, and that DNA test proved that he's 100% African. Well, he didn't say what ties to what country, but apparently the Ghanaians claim he has, of course, his mother is from Ghana. So obviously he has ties to Ghana, but he just says, I'm 100% African. That's one fact that came out. Two, he says there's going to be a part two. So he's coming back for a part two. Wodamaya also confirmed that it's going to be a part two. I think Speed told him that it's going to be a part two, that is going to, I don't know whether he's going to the country that he didn't go to. That's what he said, that for those countries that I didn't go to, that he's coming back. But according to Wodamaya, it's like he's coming back, and the next one, part two, even be much better than part one, two. Three, he mentioned that he's going to make a donation. He noted some NGOs or non-profit organizations that he identified. He says he's going to make donations to some of them. I don't know what kind of. He's going to set up the donation fund that they'll be donating to these organizations. So those are some of the things that just came up, but there's a lot still coming out and trending. And then what disappointed the Ghanaian is when he was asked about this jollof fries. You know, there's this debate online about jollof fries. I don't know, Nigerian rice. I don't know. I've never tasted it. Where the Ivorians, the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, the Cameroonians, they all fight over which one is better. So according to Speed, he says the Nigerian one is better. I was asked in Ghanaian after he tasted, because he went to Nigeria, he went to Senegal, he went to Ivory Coast. So when he tested the Ghanaian one, the Nigerian one, then tested the Ghanaian one, he said the Nigerian jollof rice was better. So according to the Nigerians, at least they had something to smile about. But Ghanaians were not happy about that, despite him having a Ghanaian passport. So he was given this name when he went to Ghana. Was taken to his palace, and he was given this name. So the Ghanaian name, I can't remember what it is, because even him was having trouble pronouncing it, so I don't think I can even attempt to do it. So he was given this name, Ghanaian name, and that's how he was also given a passport. So right now, the passport is not in his hand because it was issued after he had left. According to what the man says, he's going to personally hand it to him. I don't know when, but he says he's going to do it. So those are the highlights and the trending issues. There's a lot of other things that are going on. So about the lady that has that shampoo, and I'm told she's been getting a lot of calls from overseas, people asking about how they can order, people trying to partner with her. And, well, she had a moment. That's the impact the Speed had on some businesses. People that were strategic in what they presented, they benefited. So, all in all, that tour was a success, and it was very important for Africa, because Africa has always been seen through the lenses of big corporate media like CNN, BBC, who often highlight poverty, and that's what the world knows about Africa. It's like the people are poor, are starving, but Speed, people are able to see. Sorry, I keep saying Speed. At least we were able to see through a different lens, not these narrow lenses that focus on disease, poverty, war, and things like that. At least we had a different lens that focused on the positive part of Africa. And that's what Speed did to the African continent. So kudos to him, kudos to the bird. Now, apparently news just came out that I don't know whether it's to call it company, I think it's called M57 or M54 something. The organization or the company or the group of individuals that made this all possible are Ghanaians. There's a group of Ghanaians people that made this all tour possible. They are the ones that engineered the whole thing, planned the whole thing, talked to Speed and his team, and they are the ones that are. So Ghanaians have a lot to try and just be happy, proud about. So anyway, that's the other news that has come up, that it was organized by a Ghanaian group of a team of individuals. I don't know, they call themselves M50 something or something. So that was about the tour. Now, I'm excited, like I told you. Don't miss season 2, episode 3 next week, because I have something interesting. I am going outside the studio, and I'm bringing something interesting. Remember in season 1, I think, I can't remember which episode, we talked about technology, and we talked about like technology in education, technology in we talked about just a lot of different things. So one of those, we are going to bring it in real time. One of the things that I talked about in those, they are going to be presented on the show in real time. So you don't want to miss. Please tag a friend, share them, tell them that season 2, episode 3, that's not one to miss. You want to be around when it comes around. Believe me, you don't want to miss this one. You don't want to miss season 2, episode 3. It's coming up next week. I don't know when, anytime, because I post these videos once a week. So season 2, episode 3 is posting next week. So be on the lookout, subscribe so that when I post, this will be interesting, something that I've wanted to do. Now, I don't want to say much, because if I do, then I'm going to review much. I want you to be a surprise when you see it. I want you to enjoy the moment with me. I want you to take you on the journey with me. One of the things that I talked about in season 1, I'm going to experience that in real time. So please join. Please tag a friend, subscribe to our channel. We just revamped our channel. If you go back to our YouTube channel for the podcast, it looks different now. It's been branded with the podcast colors. So make sure that you share in your WhatsApp group, share in your Facebook groups, share with your friends, tell them to subscribe. We need your numbers, please. We need you to subscribe. So until next week, it's season 2, episode 3. This is Uncle D saying goodbye and see you next week.